India has achieved a strategic milestone in its ambitions to become a major powerhouse in global trade and challenge the likes of China and Japan, who are the Asian giants in maritime trade. Adani Group's Vizhinjam International Seaport, located in Thiruvananthapuram, has marked a major milestone as it becomes India's first deep-water container terminal and transshipment hub. Now, it is both surprising and shocking that before Vizhinjam Seaport, India did not have any transshipment hub at all. India's economic rise to become the fifth biggest global economy has surged. However, infrastructure to support these ambitions has been neglected so far, holding India's growth potential back. But all that's about to change with Vizhinjam Transshipment Hub commencing operations with the arrival of its first mothership, MV San Fernando. As the port commences trial runs, it paves the way for full operations expected in September this year, coinciding with the Onam festival. Now, data from 2021-22 financial year showed transshipment cargo to India amounting to a mammoth 4.6 million 20-foot equivalent units. However, shockingly, 90% of this was handled by ports overseas, with majority by the likes of Colombo Port, followed by Jebel Ali near Dubai, and even Singapore. Vizhinjam Port in India lies just 10 to 15 miles from global shipping lanes across the vast Indian Ocean and will attract most of this traffic directly to India, thus creating jobs, boosting economy, and sustaining India's growth ambitions. So let's take a look at 10 quick reasons why this project is a major landmark for India's ambitions to transition to a developed nation by 2047. Vizhinjam Port welcomed the MV San Fernando, a 300-meter-long vessel rented by shipping giant Maersk, amid celebrations with people waving the national colors. When the vessel arrived at the port's outer anchorage at 7 a.m., it was greeted by tugboats with a traditional water salute before berthing at 9:30 a.m., signaling the start of operations at this key Indian transshipment hub. As a transshipment hub, Vizhinjam Port acts as a critical transit point for cargo from large motherships to smaller vessels heading to final destinations. Now, this feature improves logistical efficiency by allowing for the transportation of bigger container fleets over longer distances, hence boosting global trade networks. A mothership heading from East Asia all the way to Europe would not have to stop at Colombo, Dubai, or even Singapore to offload cargo for India. Instead, it can now directly stop at the Vizhinjam Port, saving time, money, and resources. The mothership MV San Fernando has a capacity of about 2,000 containers, demonstrating the port's ability to handle large-scale maritime operations. Its arrival signaled the start of semi-automated operations at India's first deep-water transshipment hub. Vizhinjam Port, located barely 11 nautical miles from international shipping lanes, advantageously places India in global freight activities. Now, this closeness to major maritime routes, which handle over 30% of global freight flow, strengthens India's connectivity and trading capacities with Southeast Asia, Middle East, Europe, and Africa. The Vizhinjam Port is also India's first semi-automated container port, complete with technological infrastructure for vessel tracking, management systems, and crane control as well. Now, these developments promote operational efficiency and safety, which are critical for managing huge amounts of container traffic. Now, the project is being completed in different stages, with Phase 1 nearing completion at an estimated cost of 7,525 crore. This phase contains infrastructure that can handle up to 1 million 20-foot equivalence units or TEUs. Phases 2 and 3, with a combined expenditure of 9,500 crore rupees, are expected to increase the port's ability to handle an additional 6.2 million TEUs, with completion schedule for 2028. The expansion of the Vizhinjam Port is intended to dramatically minimize income losses caused by India's reliance on international shipment and transshipment centers such as Colombo, Singapore, and Jebel Ali near Dubai. By acquiring a larger percentage of transshipment goods, this port hopes to increase India's economic growth and competitiveness in the global maritime trade market. Vizhinjam Port, with a draft of around 18 meters, provide deeper berthing capabilities than other Indian ports. Now, this advantage enables the port to accommodate ultra-large container vessels or ULCVs with the capacity surpassing 15,000 TEUs, increasing its appeal to worldwide shipping lines. India's geopolitical position is also likely to be strengthened by the building of this Vizhinjam Port. It boosts India's leverage with countries on whom India had been previously dependent on for timely transshipment operations. At the same time, it strengthens India's position as a major actor in the dynamics of international marine trade, while also improving trade resilience and reducing risks due to any geopolitical turmoil. In the long run, Vizhinjam Port's connection and connectivity and accessibility are improved by its integration with national transportation networks such as the underdevelopment, cargo and freight highways. Its proximity, just 16 kilometers to Trivandrum International Airport, further reinforces its importance as an entry point for global trade by enabling smooth multimodal mobility. The Vizhinjam International Seaport, owned by the Adani Group, is a venture that will revolutionize India's maritime infrastructure. Now, this port's excellent technology, strategic location, and ambitious expansion plans have the potential to significantly transform India's trade landscape, thereby promoting economic growth and enhancing India's standing in the global maritime commerce arena. But this is not the only port project to watch out for in India. 11 firms have already shown interest in the Great Nicobar Port project that promises to be equally impactful. Located at the entrance of the strategic Malacca Strait, the Great Nicobar Port project has the potential to serve not just India, but the entire BIMSTEC and even ASEAN regions. Nearly 80% of China's maritime trade passes through the Malacca Strait, which just shows its strategic importance. Great Nicobar also has a natural harbour depth of nearly 20 meters, capable of handling the biggest cargo vessels. Vizhinjam International Seaport and Great Nicobar Port project are set to provide Indian maritime trade ambitions a boost never seen before in its entire history. Now, if you found this news report informative, then leave a comment, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.